anyways, today's video is all about keeping that positive energy when you have people who are purposely trying to throw their negativity at you, trying to project onto you their negative thought patterns, trying to steal your energy. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So you will have people who just absolutely cannot stand your light, okay? Your light is a direct threat to their darkness, okay? When you are trying to do good in the world, when you are trying to, spread the light, spread the word, you are going to have people that come against you, and that is the devil per se. That's basically your ops, that's basically all that negative energy manifesting into human form, and it has to manifest through people. So, you can be the most pure person. You can walk and talk like Jesus. You can be holy. You can do whatever. You can be trying to be the best person ever. Sweet, kind, positive. But you are still going to come up against some type of resistance, some type of negative force, some type of negative entity in this world, because I've told you guys, you cannot know light without darkness, okay? So a lot of times you will get in these situations with people and they will project their darkness onto you, not even willingly. Sometimes they don't even know that the devil is using them to be this negative entity, but they do. And that is where spiritual warfare comes in. That's where you have to stand your ground in the spiritual world if you want it to manifest in the physical. If you want to, maintain that pure, just light vibe, if you want to maintain your peace, then you have to learn how to ignore it. And when you do that, it really triggers them even more, because it's kind of like a narcissist. They basically are poking at you because they want your attention. They want you to respond to them. They want you to be negative. They want you to feed into what they're doing to you. So the more you ignore them, the more it just fuels the fire, okay? So same thing just with negative entities, negative situations in your life. The more you ignore it, the more it's gonna poke at you and try to get you to respond. But you have to stand your ground and maintain that peaceful energy around you. And it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. But if you do that, then trust me, all of the negative energy is gonna vanish away eventually. It's kind of like a test. God tests us all the time to see if we are truly about that life, okay? Because it's kind of like that, like the angel and the devil on your shoulders. It literally talks to you, and the devil will try to talk in your ear, and no, you should do this, you should do that, whatever. But you gotta basically flick it off your shoulder, we're not doing that, okay? And don't feed into those people. If you're trying to do good in life, if you have good things coming into your life, you're receiving your blessings, and then you just get hit with a bunch of negative energy and negative people around you who are trying to pull you back down to that dark side or to that lower vibrational state of mind, state of being, you have to stand your ground. And that's why I said you got to pick a side in some of my other videos. You have to pick a side, because if you're flip-flopping, some days you listen to the devil, some days you listen to your angel, you're not going to receive 100% of your blessings. You're only going to receive some of them, and then they're going to be taken away because you keep on entertaining the devil. So when people purposely come in your life and provoke you and try to project all their mess onto you, you got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of them. You know, you can try to spread your light, but if they are not in the energy of receiving that light, they're only going to try to spread their darkness onto you. And we're not doing that. We have came too far. We've worked too hard. We did the inner work. So we're not going back to the dark side. It's no room for us there anymore. We have evolved past that. And that's why you have to pick a side. It's no 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You got to be all in. And it's not saying that, you know, you can't enjoy like worldly things and, you know, because again, I think a lot of people get this perception of like, you know, if you're spiritual or if you are religious, which I'm not religious at all, but if you're like, you know, religious or Christian or whatever you believe in, they have like a lot of people get a very negative perception because they think that you can't basically have fun. You can't live a life and do things that you want because everything that we deem as fun is like bad. But that's not even the case, okay? It's really your intentions behind anything that you do. What is your intentions behind what you're doing? So that goes with, like, say you're listening to, like, you know, worldly music, secular music, whatever you want to call it. It's not bad. It's not that you're a bad person for listening to that music, but it's the message behind what you're listening to that's going to feed into your subconscious. So if you are purposely wanting to feel a certain way, like say, you know, you got into an argument with somebody and now you just feel like, you know, you want to one up them, you want to like, you know, beat them at whatever competition y'all have or whatever. So you start listening to very like aggressive type music that's, you know, talking junk and like, you know, putting you in that mood of competition and anger and, you know what I mean, jealousy, and like that's all it's gonna do is just amplify that negative energy that you were already feeling. But say you listen to that same song and you're just at a party and, you know, everybody knows the song and you're just dancing and vibing and, you know what I mean, like that's not really a negative intention behind you listening to that music. So it's really about your intentions, your mindset, and what you are, you know, wanting to do. So again, you cannot let people project their negative energy onto you, because then you're going to consume it, and then you're not even going to know why now you have all these like bad things happening in your life. Is because you started listening to these negative people around you and you let them be in your energy field and basically suck up your good energy, because that's what energy vampires do. And energy vampires is a real thing, especially in, you know, if you believe in like spiritual warfare. Energy vampires are basically people who come into your life because they see that light and they're drawn to it, but they don't have that light on their own. Sorry, this camera keeps moving. But they see the light and they want that, but they don't know how to obtain it on their own. And they don't want to do the work to figure out how to obtain it on their own. They would rather just take. They just want to take what you have and drain you and leave you with nothing. But like I said, we have came way too far to let anybody or anything hold us back or bring us down to their level. We're not doing that. So if you have any type of negative situation, person, whatever, and they're just speaking down to you, they're just trying to, you know, bring down your vibe. They never speak life. They never, you know, motivate you. They never help you. They're never happy for you. It's always just a weird negative energy, and you can feel that hate. And I hate when people say, you know, like people are weird for assuming that somebody feels a certain way or whatever, but it's real, okay? We pick up on vibes. So you can know when somebody is purposely sending you negative energy, like the evil eye. You can tell when people don't like you, okay? You can tell when people are being petty towards you. You can tell when people are not happy for you. So we can pretend like, you know, our intuition is not a real thing. We can pretend like we can't pick up on the energy that people are sending us. We can pretend that, but just know when you get those feelings about people, 9 times out of 10, it's real. You pick up those vibes. So don't ignore it. When you get a weird feeling about somebody in your energy, act accordingly. Hire, fire accordingly. Let people into your life and let people go out of your life accordingly. You know, you can give them chances to show you, but most of the time people do show you who they are the first time. So, you know, believe them. But again, you also don't want to project your thoughts onto them either, you know, because it honestly gets very deep. You know, it's hard. Like, this whole spirituality thing is hard because it's all about like learning, and it's very complex. But just know that if you have a bad feeling about somebody in your energy, and it's like, say you could be in a good mood and then they come in and you just have a weird vibe, a bad vibe, you start feeling sick, you know, they are not good for you. Listen to your body, listen to your mind, you know. So I'm gonna keep this short. I'm gonna end this here. But just like I said, hire and fire accordingly in your life. Don't let people stay in your life who are not adding value, who are not pouring into you, who are not uplifting you. Y'all, I just realized I don't have my seatbelt on. I'll put it on. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end this here. So go be great today and uplift somebody else. Bring the good energy into somebody else's life, okay? All right, I'll see you on the next one.